You think you're 100% modern human? Think again. You look in the mirror and see a thoroughly modern human. You use smartphones, live in buildings, wear clothes, drive cars. But look deeper, beyond your reflection, deep into your DNA, and you'll uncover something surprising. You're not entirely a modern human. Inside your body are fragments of DNA inherited from ancient, extinct human relatives. Genes from people who once roamed icy Europe, lived in caves and hunted mammoths. So the real question is, how much ancient human DNA do you carry? We're not as purely human as we think. For a long time, we believed Homo sapiens evolved separately as a superior and singular species. But new genetic research tells a different story, one that's far more complex and far more fascinating. As modern humans began migrating out of Africa around 60,000 years ago, they encountered other human species already living in Europe and Asia, most notably the Neanderthals, and later the mysterious Denisovans. These meetings weren't just cultural or territorial, they were intimate. Interbreeding occurred, and those ancient encounters left behind genetic footprints still visible in our genomes today. So, how much ancient DNA do you actually have? If your ancestry traces back to Europe, Asia, or the Americas, chances are you carry between 1% to 4% Neanderthal DNA. If you have Southeast Asian or Melanesian roots, you likely also have up to 5% Denisovan DNA. A now extinct cousin species we know mostly from a few teeth and bones. And what about people of African descent? For years, scientists thought they carried no ancient DNA, since Neanderthals and Denisovans lived outside of Africa. But recent studies have shown that ghost DNA from unidentified archaic humans also exists in some African populations, likely from other interbreeding events with ancient humans whose remains we haven't yet found. So altogether, depending on your background, you could be carrying anywhere from 2% to 7% ancient human DNA in your body. That's millions of base pairs that don't come from Homo sapiens alone. What does that ancient DNA actually do? Now you might be thinking, a few percent? That's nothing. But those tiny fragments of ancient DNA are still active in your body, shaping aspects of who you are. Neanderthal genes have been linked to how your immune system fights viruses, how sensitive you are to pain, your skin's response to sunlight, your sleep patterns, night owl or early bird, even risks for depression, nicotine addiction, and how your body reacts to certain medications. Meanwhile, Denisovan genes are believed to have helped Tibetan populations adapt to high-altitude environments, giving them better oxygen efficiency, a literal breath of evolutionary brilliance. These genes aren't just biological leftovers. They're part of the reason you're able to survive and thrive in your environment. Your ancient DNA may help determine how you sleep, feel, heal, and even think. A legacy that lives in you. So what does this all mean? It means your DNA is not a straight line. It's a mosaic, a living record of ancient migrations, cross-species encounters, and the raw struggle for survival. You are the result of thousands of years of mixing, adapting, and evolving. The Neanderthals and Denisovans may have disappeared from the earth, but they never truly vanished. Pieces of them live on, in your cells, in your blood, in your breath. Modern genetics has redefined what it means to be human. We're not the sole survivors of a neat evolutionary ladder. We're the descendants of hybrids, walking archives of ancient biology. So the next time you think of yourself as fully modern human, remember, you're also part cave dweller, part ice age survivor, part wild ancestor. You are more ancient than you know, and that's what makes you human.